Hello YouTube, my name is Joe and welcome to my channel, my farm, and my pond. Focus of this video is a middle of July 2023 pond update. So let's dive into it. I'm sure I'll do some ramblings in between, but let's dive in. So pond update. We've been having some different focuses this year. And one of the big focuses for me is to try to allow this pond to get back into a natural state of being. Now, before I get into that, a few specs on this pond. It is almost a 1/4 acre of surface area. I've got the deep hole is at 12 to 13 feet, depending on water level. I do run an aerator. You can see that out there somewhere. You can see it right past the lily pad there. And then I have that running from a Hyblo 100 long life pump. And that's been going for about 3 years now. I will probably be doing a 3-year review on that system. But it's been bulletproof. I bought that through Septic Solutions and it's just been great. So when I say natural state, since I've started this pond restoration project, I've done a lot of chemical work. I always wanted to be supernatural, but we were just inundated with duckweed and water meal, and any manual means that I used to remove that duckweed and water meal, it seemed like it just came back 2, 3, 4 times. It was almost like my disturbance caused it to grow more. Probably that's not true, but man, it sure felt that way. And so finally I had success. I tried a couple different items. Finally I had success using Flumigard with Algae 90 as my surfactant, and I'll link those in there. And I applied that, and man, it did do wonders. I still have specks of duckweed around the outside edges. You can see I have some algae. It kind of floats along the outside edges. Sometimes there's a little algae island out in the pond, but it's not reproducing like it once did, which is good. And so Flumigard was not a silver bullet, but boy, it removed a lot. So this year I have not applied any algicide, any herbicide, anything of that form. So that's one of my goals when I say move it back to a natural state. The aerator is the only movement for this pond. There's no waterfall, there's no water coming in, no water exiting, which is good because the only introduction is from humans and from birds, right? But there's not a lot of water movement. We have been using lime to kind of counteract the pH as I'm digesting the muck. Acidity is rising. It does cause more algae. So that's been kind of my monitoring. And so I've been measuring the water quality, the acidity, the alkalinity, been doing that every 2-3 weeks, and then applying lime as needed. Right now we're at about 105 pounds of lime that has gone into the pond this year. Pretty good, pretty good. I'm sure that I will not have to continue to do that. I have been adding bacteria once a week. Probably I'll start tapering off on that just because it's starting to get a little costly, but been adding bacteria about once a week, and I will link that. It's a gallon jug from PondWorks. Seems to be doing the good job. Water quality, water is very clean. Muck is, it's not measurable. I don't have a stick or anything, but muck is definitely starting to get removed. Along the edges of the pond, you start to see spots of clay and spots of sand. It's not just pure black muck, which is good, which is really good. I have been adding a pond dye, a blue. You can see that the pond's a little blue, and sometimes that pond dye will put a little haze on the top of the pond. And it really is very pronounced as the water temperature rises. We were down about 56 degrees last night, and so the pond looks pretty clear right now. But as that sun pokes out, water rises, temperature rises, the haze will get thickened. The wind will blow that off, but that's there. I don't know what to do about that. But we've been pretty dry in Michigan. I think all summer long, probably in the, last week we got about 2 inches of rain, which really helped out. But the pond level is down. It's got some advantages and some disadvantages. Fresh rain and water coming in really helps the temperature of the pond stay down. Of course, if it's 90-degree rain, that doesn't help at all, but it does help keep that water nice and fresh. The goods is I can get out there with my muck bucket and kind of harvest some of that muck, and then I take it up the hill. Other good side about being dry is I am able to mow all the way around. I'm able to mow close, and so that's good. Other projects I've been working on is continuing to work through this little island of trees. Try to keep that trimmed down. My hope and goal is to get some fill dirt in, whether that's sand, whether that's clay, and remove maybe, 2 or 3 of those trees and be able to landscape that, park like it, so that I can mow through there, maintain it. Right now it's a brush hog through a couple of the spots, and really it's just stream trim. So I'm gabbing on, but pond update, pond is doing well. I always have some ideas in the back of my head. I've been thinking about adding a second diffuser to this pump. I'd be able to do that. The pump head is, it's right there. I'd be able to add it on right there, and then maybe run a 50-foot line somewhere on this side of the raft there, just to add a little bit more of that turbulence and that movement without really any lines being in the way. Thinking about adding another section of sand this year, just to extend that beach, and a lot of the sand that I did put in last year, the kids have migrated that down, which is nice because you don't walk on any clay, you don't walk on any muck. But sand's not free, right? Sand is not free. Last year for 2 sections of mat and 10 yards, it was $242. I'm guessing that number has gone up a little bit, probably not too much, but a little bit. And so if I got to spend our $250, $260, that's probably not too bad. But we'll see. And so there's your pond update. Pond is starting to become part of the routine. Like I said, we've got specks of algae along the edges. Usually I don't swim with the kids each time they go swimming. You're usually in that pond every day. A lot of times I'll come along with a pitchfork and just kind of scoop up some of that algae, pile it on shore, come along with the tractor, scoop it up, get my muck bucket out, do a couple of scoops of that while they're swimming, take that up the hill, and just kind of keep maintaining the pond. See a lot of guys doing pond work right now. Neil Koch, I don't know if you guys follow him, but he's building his pond, and man, very well thought out. And I wish I would have known what I know now, all right? Other guys are building ponds, fixing ponds, and I wish that I had the knowledge that I have now back then, 10, 11 years ago. I remember the guy saying, hey, do you want to put a beach in? What do I need a beach for? Oh man, been very nice. I wish I would have known about aerators back then, or even pond dye. But my thought wasn't there. Can't go back in time, right? You can't what if your life away. So the pond is it's doing quite well right now. Like I said, back in May, lots and lots of algae. Lots of algae. I thought about just spraying it, but all that algae will die and just drop down, and then it has to get decomposed as well. So if you guys have any silver bullets for me, put those in the comments, because at this point, I'm probably putting about 4 hours into maintaining the pond, mow around it once a week, always trying to mow those grass clippings up the hill, just to try to make sure that they're not getting blown into the pond. Kids are adding turbulence, adding movement, stirring things up. Fish and turtles don't really seem to bother them at all. Been thinking about some apparatuses, swinging poles, diving towers, heck, even putting a pontoon in there for, you know, outdoor life, right? But these are all thoughts that just kind of circle through my head. So if you guys got any thoughts, man, let me know, because those thoughts just come to my mind as I'm doing, you know, windshield time, right? And I got more thoughts than I have time or money. But that is what I got for you for Pond Update 2023, July 2023. We'll probably come back later in the fall and kind of talk about things I learned and successes. And man, there's always a pile of failures. And so you guys have a great day. A lot of summer left. Man, hope you get to enjoy it too. So I will see you later. Bye now.